Hey there, Aquarius. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, click that subscribe button down below, baby. It is free as always. And if you would like to be notified anytime I post new videos, just ring that little bell out beside it and they will be sure to let you know. Also share because you care. Any of those little buttons down below, the like, the share, the playlist, the whatever. When you start titillating those babies, YouTube gets a little excited and starts to send it out all over the place to people who wouldn't otherwise see this message. So do that for me if you would. And let's get into your message. It's interesting this week. The energy is very quiet, distinctly quiet. And they were talking to me about provoking a question for your answers. I thought, oh, what? But if you want to know more about that, you can check out the binding and the curse and the poverty that was going on in the Leo read this past week. But it came from there. So it was a bit of a hallmark and a thumbprint about what is to come. So we're going to look at body, mind, and soul with some oracle cards here. Remember the massive deck that we had. And I'm going to take a peek at the top with a credit card. We have silence is golden. So this is you having an attempt, well, I guess, yeah, era of aqua, the era of air. Some say air, age of Aquarius coming on in, but it's the age of plasma. And we can just leave it at that. That way it doesn't have to weigh on your shoulders. You can be as free as the rest of us, right, friend? But in the midst of the static and the noise, in the midst of all that, you find your space and you carve it out. And it's satisfying and it's beautiful in this. So that's what I would recommend for you. There's also the activation of the plasma going on around you. Know thyself. Know who you are and know how you operate and own that space. It's like don't give in and don't give out. There's a quiet reflective time with your body and with your energy of knowing what you're feeling and perceiving that is yours versus what is not. Okay, so let's take a look into the how did this go? Why is it all like, all right, we're just gonna go, we're gonna go the way you're going. That's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna step in with your mind first. Now I have to tell you, some of you have either an entanglement with a Cappy, or you need to go back and check out the Cappy read that precedes this one, because there's something in there that you need to know to lead into this and to guide you into this, to usher you from one place to another, because two of these cards that are here in a massively shuffled deck selected to come out again. And now here we have the power change. The power is in your hands to change your world, friend. And we know you like it from the ground up, the massive amount of roots, but you're wanting in this case to bring the center of the earth, all that you have invested in your lifetimes of going back and forth beyond Pluto and bringing the Aquarian, that plasma energy towards us here on earth, to be able to receive some of those benefits that have been sown down to the earth, the investments, right? And to draw them up into plain sight for you to see. This is kind of like one of those games where the claw and you put the $1.25 or whatever in and the hand comes down. You're like, please get something I want. Please get something I want. And then extracts it and it pulls it on up. Now in that game, there's often not anything that you want to win. Sometimes there's a teaser thing or two in there that's of value, but the other is fluff. So again, silence is golden. Know thyself. Know what is for you and what isn't. So regardless of what comes your way, don't just take the first thing that comes by. Okay? Know yourself. Be developed. Some of you is tied to the moon magic that you did in this eclipse season. We can just call it that, because you might be watching this when the solar eclipse goes on the 14th. Irregardless, these are timeless sessions going on here, even though it does indicate a time such as what we're going to find out. We're going to step into the mystical dream terror. Ooh, the Ace of Wands up under there. A time for peace, a time for love, a time for celebration. Okay, fine. I will take it because it looks just like this card. Y'all, it's been lately that when they have me show the bottom of the deck to the camera and I begin to shuffle, the bottom still comes out. So I am embracing this. Look here. Here you're holding on to time. What else do you have in your hands? There's something, a visage. It's almost like if you look closely, it's like an invisible dove. The same of what is going on here. Shadow self, echo of self going on, and you're bringing up the lotus, the central piece of thy world. So I know earlier this week in one of the readings, it was expressed that freedom is the zenith of peace. So this is you bringing in your freedom to establish your nest, what makes you cozy and happy and homey here on earth. Because now that you won't be traveling all back and forth, because what you were traveling for will now be inhabiting and living here and dwelling here life is going to be pretty smooth and easy for you. And that's why they keep reiterating, know thyself, know thy energy, know yours from the world around you, so that you don't get sucked into staying at the same level of output that you were before. Now, if you do, that's fine, but it doesn't have to be something that shortchanges or something that puts you at a disadvantage, meaning that overworks you or anything else, because you're used to being drawn out and having to recover and coming back. A lot of investment without any tangible reward, especially in the short range, but that's not the story anymore. Nourishment is coming in. Nourishment is coming in. No more survival. You've got things greening up and growing up around you. You are going to begin to, we could say, accrue interest. It's like a return for your investment, more than what you put into it here. And there is a covering that is reaching out for you. What do I want to know about the covering, with the disc covering going on? So there's this light, this illumination. What do you have to say, Big Papa? Big Papa's over here looking at me. What do we have to say? You want to get it? Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. We're going to get a gold arch on this. This is air today. All right. What is this illumination light? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Look at this. This is what you brought in, have afforded yourself, Aquarius. They're saying don't be not fooled, but don't buy into believing that life has not witnessed all this and is not aware of all the investment that you have. So some of you, there's going to be a tremendous amount of luxury being afforded you, both personal and professional opportunities that go well beyond what you deem within your grasp. And I don't mean just your earning potential, like it feels like it's too much and you're thinking, oh no, I need to kind of tone that down. And she's saying, lift your hand, ask for what you want. When it comes in, don't send it away. Be receptive. Be receptive to what is coming in. So it's like needing to expand and open your eyes just a little bit more to the beauty of who you are. And we can see it here, but it's in the back of your mind, in your unconscious mind. And there's still a tiny bit of shrouding going on there in two of the bodies, okay? So since it's coming in under the mind, it would mean there's a little bit of shrouding here, and then a little bit of shrouding in the body, and then we'll see some freedom in the soul, okay? So there's also a fourth state that you're calling in beyond you, which would make sense because that has to do with your spirit, and your spirit as of like Earth Star Dragon, whatever that means. So 2020, so 2012, 2024, there's even more coming in by then. So they're talking in 3 more years. Not that they're putting you off by any means. This is even happening now, but the level and the massiveness to which it's going to grow and develop supersedes and is beyond any and all of your understanding, because Big Papa's coming in, right? Big Papa's coming in with all this extra. And you're thinking, he ain't extra. He's structured. He's whatever. Aquarius. He's stepping into your sign. He's coming into your energy. He has synchronized with you. Just like in a relay race, you have to synchronize your pace in order to have the desired result achieved. That's what they're talking about. And he's wanting you to know that success increases your freedom in life. So if you got big success on the horizon, it's coming in towards you, be open to receive it. Well, that's simple enough. And she's like, ta-da! This is like you receiving an award, kind of like an Oscar, okay, babe? So just go ahead and be receptive to that award, not just a reward. You're going to be well known for this. I mean, who could hide that energy? Okay? And y'all, I wish I could apologize for the quietness here, but it is very much that soft new energy now that the incoming system is aligning. And there isn't that drag, that friction, that gradient going on anymore. Life is no longer going to be expensive. It's going to be rewarding. Okay, with that, under silence is golden. We have the end all be all. We have a release coming on in. This is that whole new age of that era. All the energy that's been being brought in now, because the reason I call it plasma, and the same reason I refer to y'all as plasma, is your air and water mixed. You're like dry water and wet air, is the state of gestational beingness that comes just like when we speak, the breath, the air moves over our vocal cords, but only with the moisture right. And then that makes living words, living water. And you're talking about the living water spilling forth as you surrender and allow yourself to be this channel of influence, this channel through which these great things come from the deep, from the depths, from where you have come. They're talking about through the channels of your mind. Because remember, they were showing us the unconscious mind here, through the channels of your mind, being fully surrendered in all three bodies, okay, mind, body, and soul. And then knowing that the power of your spirit is calling this forth and bringing it forth, that it is not riding on your shoulders, okay? This is you being overpowered by the beauty of this life and this love coming through, and you're totally surrendered to it and at peace with it, because that's what you're bringing in here, the freedom, the peace that it affords you, is to be established here on earth in the quality and the vibration that suits you. And Big Papa, he's chiming up again. He's all about that. That's why he's 57. He's about the power of your energy coming into this earth in its creative fashion, in the way that you see in divine life, of you bringing up the depths into the present. So some of you, that's also you rolling forward into Pisces. So you might choose to do the bridge. Okay, after you hear this, or even pause it now, and you can go and listen to Capricorn, listen to yours, and then listen on over to Pisces. There is a bridge that's being formed right now, and that's what she is coming in to talk about. Now, this Nine of Wands has to do with divinement, with the channels of life coming on in here. And this isn't like suffering, burden, abandonment, those type of things. This is empowerment in entering in, like calling in the beauty, you say it, the beauteous, beauteous, the beauteous realm of centrality, the beauteous realm of centrality. Okay, well, I want to know a little bit more on that. The beauteous realm, it's talking about the golden, so I need to go back to the gold. Hang on. Let's get into the golden arches and find out what you have to say here. But you definitely have the power and authority, whether you've given yourself acknowledgement for how many years there you are of your life. You have traversed those planes. They're saying plains, just like we have plains here on earth, like those grasslands, but also the planes, the layers and the levels going on. So what she started, okay. So we need to unblock you there, because your awareness of the honor that they wish to bestow upon you is a little bit beyond your mental frame. Like, this is not common, friends. This is not common. Okay. Incoming, you're bringing in this massive energy from out beyond Pluto, and you've been doing it for quite some time. Also rising up in the earth, extracting from the center of the earth without a differential. There's no harm and no advantage being taken of the earth itself, but recovering and bringing up from the depths of your mind in this affordable piece, which is the power of freedom. But you have to be the first receiver of it, okay? Of your beauty self, the, what was that, divine earth dragon that's coming on in here, that then connects with this energy around and causes the flood, the living waters of that channel, kind of like Big Papa. Remember a couple of weeks ago, before massaging the ruby, he was taking that deep dive to bring up your living water. So you might go back and check out that read. I think it was 3 weeks ago. Okay, friend. But here we're looking to unblock your crown in your heart, because this actually, it extends all the way down into the pelvic floor. All of you being open from the top down. Now you've been going out, see, from the ground up, you're all like, yes, all efforts based, all, initiative and agreement of your life contract, of how you divined yourself in your eye of God, in your chart to come here. But this is a whole new era, a whole new age. The golden is self emanating from the very center of your being, the very center of your being. Because remember, this is in the body channel. So we're talking about more like your navel and the nadis and the things coming from there, but your solarness, S-O-L-A-R, meaning of the sun, but also your S-O-U-L-E-R, coming of your soul, the keyhole. And that's what you're talking about, the centrality, the beauty of the centrality. Now, the neat thing about our belly button, it lets us know none of us got here of our own accord. Irregardless of how you were raised and what you were raised in, none of us got here of our own accord. So we could just go ahead and give thanks for that. We can give thanks that there was that price paid for us to get here. However it came about, as a miracle beyond miracles. And remember, that is our first eye of God. That's where we divined our chart. That is very much like, kind of like the exacting of the midheaven, okay? So they're asking you to open up here. Open up to the abundance and the profusion of love that dares to kiss on you, and not to make a big showy show to embarrass you. But yeah, some of you may be getting awards like Oscars and things like that. And the notoriety to that level of fame, but that's okay. They're saying this is what you're born for. You've been working on it for some of you about they're saying 3 generations. So that could be decades going on here, but it's all been coming from that same source of life itself, because that's what afforded you your life. Here is the belly button, the navel, life itself, the force of the pure gold, the goldness. This is the divine alchemy, and it isn't just about making money. It's about making wholeness, being in your wholeness, your amness, knowing, as Big Papa, he's iterating over here, he's saying knowing yourself. And this is very much about what he's talking about right at this moment is your Mercury aligned with your sun. Okay, so maybe check out the 2 houses that they're in. Mine are in the same house. Mine are both in Capricorn, and they're side by side. But being in that beauty there so that you begin to open up. It opens up so that you can be pollinated and your fruit, your divinement can come forward. Because remember the honor that they want to give you. If you only knew how divine you are. And you're in your divinity, but the recognition for it has been lacking. And that's why this is a foreign concept to you. But he's speaking that he's coming from the heart. They're quite aware. It is true. It is perfectly aligned and coming forth from truth and the heart, the golden era, stepping on in here. Okay, friend? Now that leads us to our soul. We have 14 Lavaria, let love grow. And this is the love of thy true self, no longer the fool unto death, but the fool unto life. So what they're saying is what once served as life for you, that channeling and going the back and forth and bringing it on into here, also living from the ground up, living out of your efforts and how good you are at applying yourself and seeing and doing and working. This comes more from an openness, a receptivity, a surrender to the flow of the living waters moving through you, that plasma state coming on in that releases all attachment and it completes the cycle of freedom. Because see, before, that way that you worked was a fool into life. But now, just like the butterfly doesn't return to a caterpillar, that butterfly remains a butterfly. And what they want us to do is to have, like, I think it's called moksha, but it's Quetzalcoatl and the final phoenix. And it's no longer going from caterpillar to butterfly, but from butterfly to butterfly. That is how life is intended here. That is the era of plasma coming in, being able to conjugate and reproduce out of our mind's eye, out of our heart, out of our center of the self, and bringing it forward so that it doesn't strain or stress or create these they're talking about lacking realities. Okay, so just be aware of that shift. The peace, to be at peace with the fool into life now is one that allows the ease and the facilitation, allows life to reward, and to serve you in a sense, because as you are nourished and well, then even more facilitation of your giftings. We can say it's your wisdom, but you bestow well beyond your words. Yours is the focus of your mind. And those are things that often aren't expressed verbally to regular humankind, but life itself, the cosmos itself, the divinement of all creation of the cosmos, of the universe and beyond, connected with you. Okay, friend? So let's go here. We're going to get another, ooh, baby, the 9 of Pentacles. Talk about waking it up. Let's see what happens. I'm going to shuffle. I told you. Okay. I guess we're discovering and uncovering what has been down beneath. Now, this 9 of Pentacles I love. It's very much Firefly type energy. It's very much the idea person, the one that all you have to do is where before you would gain the wisdom and knowledge from the plasma, and then you come down here and you would begin to apply it and to try and work alongside and as well as formulate and create systems that would benefit mankind, right? To be able to help the disenfranchised or to get life on track with truth, should we just say? But that isn't anymore. It's about this flow. See this connection of being overtaken in the unity here of the living water, of knowing that what you speak, and this speaking isn't just out of your mouth, it's your truth of your being, of who you are, your emanation in this world brings about the divinement of that life, that all life is attracted to you. All, even the center of the earth rises up to meet and kiss and bless your feet. And then you stand in as that full unto life, which very much stimulates Mercury. And Big Papa coming in is the hot, fiery sun right here of illumination that causes all things to grow. Okay? That divine man of who you are, connected mind, body, and soul, is what facilitates and affords this incoming energy. But again, be aware and be at peace that it is going to cause you to be the subject. And that's not a bad thing. It's going to give you notoriety. Okay, friend? Recognition, awards, rewards, refinement, prosperity, giftings, benevolence, beneficiaries, all that kind of stuff going on is what we're talking about here, okay? So just be receptive to that. Not just be receptive to that, and then some is what they say. And sorry, y'all. I'm human. I have lips. Thank you for being patient with me. Okay. Ooh. Talk about getting your slice of the pie. And you're like, Joy, that's not what we want. And yes, it is. Yes, it is, because this is you showing me. Okay, this is you showing me this is what it was like before. Remember, it was you having to make love out of nothing at all, that your intention was being set, that you knew why you were here, and you stayed focused and on point and on purpose. Like the mentality of it was so much King and Queen of Swords, rulership of the mind, and determined focus, that is going to begin to melt away, and it's going to ease out into this marriage with the water, right? The plasma, because see the softening here, it doesn't take away who you are. It just dispels the shadows of you having to manufacture that plasma energy. Remember, to extract it, to bring it in, to bring it up, to bring it around, to where it just rises up and comes in the state of being, because this is our world now. It's drawn to you. It follows you. It's here. You're connected. You're fully connected. You don't have to go floating out and need somebody to pull you back. You here now, baby. And that is what is coming in here. And look, it looks like a vacation, a pleasure cruise, the love boat, lots of fun. And you're like, I just don't know. And I'm like, well, I do. Look it in the eye. Look the truth in the eye, and you too will see, friend. You will see that this truth aligns because it resonates with you, mind, body, and soul. This is not for us to decide now. This is for us to listen to our own spirit, our own guide, and our own truth. Because you know what story you're walking in, right? The words that I speak here are not of relevance, but the words that you hear, that your soul hears, that your heart hears, because you know what is truth. Right, Aqua? Okay. So remember, leave me comments and compliments down below. Talk to me, talk to others, talk amongst yourselves. I don't even know, but let's spread this freedom, ring the bell, ring the love, bring it on in, make our world this golden, this beautiful place for all of us, that the living water overtakes our earth and it becomes a place of refreshing love and life. Okay. Thanks, friend. Stop by again soon. Bye.